Alright,
I have the
let's see if
chat
this
open this
works.
time.
In theory, this should work. You jerks should start talking so the chat can hear if this is working.
Oatmeal's a sniffle butt.
Snuffle butt!
Snuffle butt.
Sniffle, sniffle, snuffles.
Okay, yeah, I heard myself.
Hello, hello, chat?
Excellent.
I'm not watching the chat when I should be watching the site.
Alright. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Monsterhearts. Today, we're gonna go to a Halloween party at the Popular Kids Mansion House.
Yay!
Yay.
Last time, a bunch of stuff happened. We learned a lot of information about some dark rituals and how to reverse the spell that has been cast in order to grant Lazarus his infernal powers.
I also learned that this is Townsville and we have the Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah, this is the city of Townsville, yes, at Cherry High School Tree. And that is the name of the Cherry High School Chupacabras. And let's see, also Cliff Edge finally found the secret vampire cache that had some documents in it, and they were helpful, and also 2 vials of vampire blood that we still don't know about what the deal is with that. So today we're gonna go to a party, and also we're gonna go on some Murder Time Fun Times. But first, it's Saturday, and Molly Moonmist wakes up to her mother calling for her to once again go to Fairy Church.
She kind of just grumbles a couple of minutes and then slowly hauls herself out of bed, gets dressed, takes a shower, slowly walks downstairs mumbling.
You get in the car, which is actually a carriage covered in vines drawn by 6 unicorns, and
Best ride ever.
and you head off to Fairy Church through the dimensional rift into the fairy kingdom in your backyard. And you arrive, and you get out of the car with your mom. Oh yeah, as you're on the ride, as you're riding with your mom, she's gonna tell you some stuff. Epona is gonna tell you some stuff. She's like, well, Molly, I had a talk with those girls' mothers, and they were very upset, but they gave them a good talking to, and so I'm glad, I'm proud of you for being an example to them about, not misusing the powers that you have.
Thanks, Mom.
So today is gonna be, I think, much better than last Saturday. I think that, you can really get into this, get more involved in this. I think that, you're making good progress, don't you think?
She kind of looks around. She wants to say she is, but she doesn't really want to say it to her. She's being stubborn.
Alright. So she's gonna pout.
Kind of grumble a couple words and then poke around her book.
The rest of the ride is silent. You arrive in Fairy Church.
Hooray!
Over here in the pink square. So you arrive in the pink square, while the adults go to, the fairy jury to talk about, I guess that's what it's called. That's what it's called in the Monsterhearts manual, is not like a council, it's called a jury, so I don't know.
Whatever.
But they go, sit in a circle, and your mother is conducting business between everyone and talking about the relationships between different fairy groups, across the world and stuff like that. And you find yourself once again on the outside of the circle with all the kids.
The kiddie table.
Yeah, you're at the kid table of the family reunion, and you see that your fairy friends, you're now on good terms with them, are sitting around, just kind of listening and standing around talking, chatting to each other. And they see you, and Sunrise Gamble waves at you.
She kind of puts away her book and decides maybe she'll put some effort into it. She kind of saunters over to the table. Hi guys.
Hi, Molly. Oh, how are you doing this fine Saturday morning?
I'm fine, thank you. Are you guys going to that party?
And they look at each other and they're like, oh, we do not get so involved in the affairs of mortals.
But it's so cool. I mean, she has a pool, and I'm pretty sure she has some sort of like golden cow covered in chocolate. I don't know what these rich people do.
And they look at each other interested and they're like, a golden cow?
Yeah, it's made out of chocolate, I think.
Wow.
You know how
And
humans are.
And they're like, well, I must admit, says Rain Zamora, I don't know that much about teenage humans. Do you think that this might be an opportunity to learn? What if they don't like us?
Just be yourself. You know, I'm just gonna go as myself. I'm not gonna wear anything fancy, and they're gonna think it's the best costume ever.
Entropy Carver, the yandere one, looks at you and says, I don't want to hang around with any stinky humans.
Oh, but they're really nice once you get to know them.
Do you know any humans, Molly? Says Sunrise.
Oh yeah, I know a couple. One of them's a huge crybaby, and the other two... Sorry, Cliff.
You're digging
And
your own
the-
grave here, Grasslamb.
And the other two are, what's that word? Molly kind of drums her fingers on the table. Witches?
Oh, they sort of get scared when you say that. And Sunrise looks at you and says, mortal witches can hurt us fairies, don't you know? Like I don't know if I want to hang out anywhere where there's going to be witches.
Oh,
That doesn't sound very safe.
No, they think I'm the coolest thing in the face of the earth. It's amazing.
What little
They-
you know about them is they've spied on you.
Besides,
They-
I stalker.
Do you tell the fairies about what happened? How they spied on you?
Yeah. She pretty much just dumps
Okay.
everything.
They you start talking about it, but they quickly turn it around and are like, "Oh my gosh, they spied on you!" And they're like really scared now. They're like, "Oh, I would never want to hang out with any humans. Oh my goodness, a witch could find out secret fairy things, and oh, they just seem so scary."
Oh, but they're so nice. Even that guy who I think is stalking me.
What? Someone's stalking you? Oh, Molly, this is so dangerous, Molly. Oh, goodness. Oh, I'm so scared. Oh, I don't think I would ever want to be around any of those scary human witches.
But it's not that Molly kind of realized she said stalking and then shudders. Oh no. And she kind of goes a little pale. Do you think he watches me when I'm undressing and oh my god!
Entropy goes, probably. All humans are gross. All they want to do is look at how pretty we fairies are, but they can never really be like us.
No, you can't be like that. I mean, we still live in their world. We have to share it.
Entropy is like, well, I don't care about the stupid human world. I don't like them, and they haven't been very nice to us, All they do is come up to us and try to hit on us, those nasty boys they wouldn't know that it's called the anime club. They're just like those nasty boys with their fedoras and glasses. They just come up and they want to hang out with us, and all they are is creepy. They treat us like we're exotic objects to be looked at.
Molly kind of leans in. Have you heard of something called anime?
And they look at each other and they're like, no.
There's a reason why they're kind of approaching you like that. Why don't you guys come over to my house sometime and I'll show you what this is on my computer.
And they look at each other and Rain is like, okay, Molly, I still don't know if we want to hang out with any mortals, but we'll come hang out at your house and you can teach us some stuff.
That'll be interesting. Maybe it'll help you keep the creepy guys away.
And Sunrise says, "Well, Molly, thank you so much for offering to help us, but is there anything we can do for you?"
Well, Molly kind of tapped her chin. Can you guys keep a secret?
They huddle around close and they're like, "Oh yeah, we can totally, we promise."
So she pretty much just tells what's going on about the cult, the black magic, etc., etc.
Everything?
Well, in like basic detail.
Alright. So you're gonna say that you're trying to interrupt a spell by learning about the goth kids, basically?
Yeah.
Alright. So they say, "Oh, so you need us to help you spy on these mortals."
Yeah, my magic isn't so great compared to you guys. I spend so much time in my books and my plants, and she kind of shakes her head. I try.
Entropy says, "Spying on mortals is fun. You can count on us."
Molly kind of smiles a little bit. Thank you so much. I feel so bad.
Sunrise says, "You should come with us sometimes too, and we can show you more about how to use your fairy magic."
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, thank you. She kind of like starts to smile even bigger.
Chat says there are no flaws in this plan at all. And the
Fine
fairies
is
are
bad
excited.
unless we're the ones doing it.
The fairies are super excited at the thought of having permission to spy on people. So they're like, "You can count on us, Molly. Next, we'll report back once we find some more information."
Thank you.
All right. So you have now successfully gotten the fairies to spy on the goth kids for you using their powers.
And she'll probably
I'm sure nothing will go wrong.
And then she'll introduce the anime, which nothing will go wrong.
All right, so we've got an upcoming fairy slumber party. Where Molly can learn more about fairy magic. Alright, now let's switch over to Francis and the magic store.
Alrighty.
So Francis, here you are, hanging out with your buds, your new witch buds in the magic store. You don't have to be hanging out in the back. That's where the pogs were. But you're hanging out discussing magic stuff. You notice that Alex is when you come into the magic store, you see that Alex is purchasing some components for a love spell. She quickly pushes them all into her bag and puts the bag in her backpack and doesn't talk about it.
That's right, she's the one who wanted witchcraft to do a love spell.
Yes. So do you comment on this?
I'll comment on it a little bit later. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say, girl, those components are for spells that are a little bit beyond your ability right now. Perhaps you should wait a bit for that.
You roll cold. Roll cold to shut her down. Oh my god, my chat scrolled all the way up for some reason. Alright, so I'll have to look up what this does. Alright, do you have a string on Alex? I don't think so. So you successfully shut her down, but you also give each other a condition. So, Francis, I'm going to give you the condition nosy.
Nosy.
Watching
Fair enough,
Doomsday
but
this morning.
keep waking up too late to watch all of it. What little icon looks like Nosy?
That face.
And then I'm gonna give Alex the condition, what's a word for her? I mean, she's been outed as someone who is not good enough to get someone to fall in love with her on her own, but needs to like go
Embarrassed.
to spell.
Embarrassed.
Embarrassed. She's really embarrassed.
She ugly.
Damn, that embarrassing.
She's embarrassed. All right, she says, "Well, yeah, maybe you're right. Maybe I'll just hold on. I'll just hold on to it for a while."
Thing is, I wanted Francis to have a love potion and explain to her why it's a bad idea to use it later, but we can do that later.
Okay. Well, you can take this opportunity to like be like, "Hey, let me tell you about love potions and why it's bad."
I'm good for now. Because the specific reason was going to be the side effects, but I don't have one handy. I'll just...
All right. So you sit down at the circle, and Jezebel is there, and she says, "Francis, I think that we should take this opportunity to see if we can look into the present or the future, or even the past, really, and learn more information about Orville."
Do that. It would be easier if we have something of his, but it's hard to do that since he's a ghost and really doesn't have physical things.
Maybe we can find some. Maybe we can get something over the course of the party tonight. I don't know if they're going to be there. "Oh, wait," says Jezebel. "I don't know if they're going to be there," says Daniela. "Oh, wait," says Jezebel. "Cliff is going to be there with Echo Tillman." And they're like, "Oh, that's right." They say we should try
who is
to...
she?
One of the goth kids.
Well, I know Francis doesn't know that.
Well, Jezebel says she's one of the goth kids. She hangs out with Samson, Velvet, and Lazarus. We need to find more
despite the
information about them.
Yeah, Francis knows surprisingly little about the actual people, it's just the plot.
And Molly. Who's he stalking?
Let's go ahead and say that you have the opportunity to roll dark to stare into the abyss and gain
Gaze into the
information about let's see, either the present state of the goth kids or the past state of the goth kids, but you need more stuff that belongs to them in order to look into the future. Since this is a game.
Go with the past, because that's going to have more information.
13.
Yay!
I'm sorry,
Alright.
I'm just picturing your character being like, "Look into the void." Yay!
I
did it!
Exactly. So all four of you look into a crystal ball in the center of the table, and before you, since you rolled above a 10, your visions are clear, and they tell you what you must do. So you already know that you need to get Orville to remember what happened to him. And this scene that you see all four of the goth kids as last year, so before they became goth kids. You see all five of them, including Orville, sitting in the principal's office. And the principal is talking to them. At first, you think that they're in trouble, but then as your view gets closer to them, you can hear more of their conversation, and you hear Principal Harper, bent over the desk, whispering, talking to them, making them an offer, and he's saying stuff to them like, you could have whatever you wanted if you only just agreed to do this one thing for me. And the view shifts around so that you can look into their eyes as they're listening to him and looking at each other and looking back at him. And there's a look of desperation in all of them. You look at their faces, and they look very different from the way they look now. Some of them are used to be fat, and now they are not. Some of them used to have glasses, and now they don't have glasses anymore. Some of them have acne, and now they don't have acne anymore. Some of them have gross, frizzy hair, and now their hair is beautiful and perfect. And you begin to get a picture of how they're feeling. The view shifts to one girl in particular. You're not sure which one of the girls this is, but she has blonde hair and glasses, and she's kind of chubby, and she's looking into a mirror at herself, and she takes off her glasses and looks at her face and tries to and as she touches her face, the reflection changes into what you now know to be Echo Tillman.
But powerful magic that they're playing with.
Jezebel sits back in her chair after the vision ends, and looks at you and says, "So, what? Why? So they did all of this just to be attractive?"
Wasn't she the one at the yesterday's thing that says what? That's why anyone would do this?
Oh, well,
High schoolers are hypocrites. Film at 11.
well, okay, let me make her say it different then, because no, it's Matilda. Matilda's always the one making up crazy shit. Jezebel is the less crazy one. So
Well,
Jezebel.
some people. Well, the darkness likes to take advantage of those who are vulnerable.
Alex and Daniela look at each other and they're like, those kids, they changed a lot since last year, and everybody thought it was kind of weird, but, I didn't think there was anything malicious involved. And Danielle is like, they could have just been themselves, I guess they got picked on a lot, and that can do a lot to somebody. And Jezebel looks at them and says, "I didn't know that they got picked on a lot." And Alex says, "Well, yeah, because you don't get picked on a lot." But those of us who have been bullied before, she says, Alex, she's a little bit angry. She's like, the popular kids, Tiffany and them, those two girls, Echo and Velvet, they would be really mean to him, embarrass him, and call him ugly. And the guys, I mean, I don't know, they would get teased by the jocks and stuff, teased by the Calvin Ball team. But I didn't know it didn't seem like anything other than, normal bullying. I don't know what could have gotten them to take such drastic measures. Dun dun dun.
Dun dun dun. Well, like I said, it might just be the principal taking advantage of them. Offer them what they want for seemingly nothing, and there you go.
Yeah, but this does have to come at a... But Jezebel points out, this does come at some price. Forsyth said that the cult uses these people to assassinate people, so they might be planning... They might have Lazarus, be planning to hurt someone in the near future. It could be any of us. Who knows?
Sad, because this is literally the reason why I was using Fenris, because he was an easy target.
How do we
maybe
know
we should just talk to them.
Jezebel is like, what? Talk to them? Would you, are you sure that's safe?
If they use magic, I can use magic, so I'm not that worried about it.
Would you do that? Do you need someone to go with you? She says, clearly
yeah.
not wanting to go with you at all.
Well, it's just an option, but for now, talking to them might be a good option, just to see what's going on, and maybe we can get one of them to join.
And Alex is like, well, Echo's gonna be at the party tonight, so we should talk to her. She'll be separate from her other friends, so maybe we can get a better read on what's actually going on. Alright, so now you know what you must do.
Oh, and at this point, I should probably mention the sanctuary. By the way, if girls would ever like, I actually have a little place that I've set up to practice magic. It's kind of out there. It's in the woods near this old lake, so...
Sounds cool, says Danielle.
Go out there. And
I
drink
can show you...
beers.
That was something Devex said I should try.
Yeah.
Just go out and get drunk. Oh yeah, I'd love to go to a place where there's no adults around with some alcohol and magic spells. Sounds like a great time. No one is actually saying these words that I'm saying right now. So they're like, yeah, that sounds pretty cool. I'm gonna say that, because you've been dropping some knowledge bombs on them, and also because these are high school punk kids, so they like high school punk girls automatically like gay dudes. So I'm gonna say that they trust you, and they're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. We should get together out there, and like, you can teach us some more spells, and we can, commune with nature and all that stuff.
Awesome. Any magic we practice there should be stronger, so that's a good way to start.
They're excited about the potential of doing some real magic.
Awesome. I just have to figure out what spell I trust them with.
Well, so Jezebel and Daniela are both interested in, obviously Jezebel is really interested in gazing into her crystal ball and looking at the future and being able to divine information that way. And Daniela is also interested in looking into the future and being able to gain information that way. So that could be, you could do you could do another watching type of spell and that kind of stuff with them.
Fair enough. I have to find someone else to watch this time.
There's lots of people. Now, this evening might be an excellent opportunity to get tokens from people in order to be able to spy on them.
Kleptomania spree. Where'd my car go? Oh my god.
I just wrote down in my
That would
notes.
make an excellent token.
I just
car.
wrote down in my notes which spy Woods party.
Oh man, I just realized that would be a great way to get rid of evidence. Oh man, you stole our car? Well, we better use it in a ritual. Poof, it's gone.
No, it doesn't go away after you use it in a ritual.
He just kind of takes it
loses
apart.
Oh,
Well, it loses its power. It doesn't loses its significance. It doesn't just vanish.
I was hopeful for a second there.
Oh man, Devil Edwin, I didn't want to use the word divination because I temporarily forgot if that is a word that is used outside of Harry Potter.
It's definitely used outside of Harry Potter.
Alright, so now that we've done that scene, let's go to the party.
Hey.
Party time.
Party, 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 party,
Party
party,
hard.
party, party.